Let's talk about the invisible world that's all around you. It's inside your phone, it gives your car its shine, it's even used in modern medicine. But you've probably never actually seen it. We're going to pull back the curtain on these hidden materials, these unsung heroes of technology, to see what they are and, more importantly, how they're changing everything.
All right, let's start with a little riddle. What do you think a cutting-edge folding phone, a high-tech dental implant, and the incredible shine on a luxury car all have in common? On the face of it, absolutely nothing, right? They seem like they're from completely different worlds.
But the answer is a whole family of advanced materials. They all come from the same starting point, an element called zirconium. But these aren't just simple elements. Oh no. They've been totally transformed, engineered into these incredible ceramics, alloys, and powders that are pushing the very limits of what we thought was possible.
And that idea is really captured perfectly by this motto: create new materials, experience new life. It's the whole philosophy, really, that every single breakthrough in what something is made of opens up a brand new way for us to live. So let's dive in and see exactly how. Okay, Section 1, the stuff of modern tech. We're going to start with the devices that we all have in our pockets and use every single day. So just think about a folding phone for a second. It's an incredible piece of engineering, isn't it? How in the world can that metal hinge bend hundreds of thousands of times without just getting weak and snapping? Well, the secret isn't just clever mechanics, it's a completely revolutionary material. Here's how they cracked it. See, in normal metals, the atoms are all lined up in these neat, orderly rows, like bricks in a wall. When you bend them over and over, those lines create weak points. But this hinge is made from something called an amorphous alloy, or liquid metal. To make it, they cool the molten metal so incredibly fast that the atoms have no time to line up. They're just frozen in place in a totally random jumble. This chaotic structure gives it the elasticity of glass, but with the tough-as-nails strength of metal. It can bend and bend and bend and never break down.
So that's the hinge, which is amazing. But this material innovation is also changing the outside of our devices, making them way tougher and more functional than ever before.
Let's just compare the options, shall we? You've got your traditional metal backs, which look nice until they get scratched up, and they can block your phone's signal. Then you have glass backs, which are sleek until, they drop and shatter. The solution? Zirconia ceramic. This stuff is nearly as hard as a diamond, so good luck scratching it. It's also totally transparent to radio waves, so you get perfect signal, and it's great at getting rid of heat, keeping your phone from getting too hot. It basically solves every single problem at once. Okay, Section 2, the backbone of industry. Now, let's zoom out from our personal gadgets to the massive scale of heavy industry, where these materials are literally the foundation of how things get made.
How do you get that perfect, flawless, high-gloss finish on something?
Well, you need a very special kind of abrasive called single crystal fused alumina. Now, standard abrasives are kind of like gravel, just a bunch of tiny bits all stuck together. But this stuff, each and every particle is a single, solid, super hard crystal. It doesn't fracture or break down under pressure.
And its main job is to create that look of absolute perfection. We're talking about the deep, almost liquid shine on a luxury car, the perfect gloss on a grand piano, even the ultra-precise surfaces on aerospace parts and engine components. Yeah, next time you see a finish that is just impossibly perfect, there's a really good chance this material was the secret ingredient. But it's not just about the final polish. These materials are also essential right at the very beginning of the industrial process. I'm talking about cleaning up the raw metals that everything else is made from. See, molten metal is basically a hot soup full of impurities. The solution is to run it through a foam ceramic filter. It's like a super high-tech kitchen sponge that can survive absolutely insane temperatures. As the liquid metal flows through, all the junk gets trapped. But, and this is the key, you can't just use any old filter. You have to pick the right material for the job. As you can see here, for super hot steel that's over 1700 degrees Celsius, you need zirconia. For aluminum, alumina works great. And for cast iron, use silicon carbide. It's a perfect example of targeted precision science.
And the results? It's pretty staggering. While older methods might catch, say, half of the impurities, these advanced ceramic filters can achieve a filtration rate of up to 97%. That means way fewer defects, much stronger final products, and a whole lot less waste.
Okay, on to our final section. Section 3, innovating for life and the future. This is where things get really personal, impacting our health and even powering our green energy future. This is such a cool story of transformation. We're going to follow the entire journey, from a basic industrial chemical all the way to a life-changing medical device.
It all starts with incredible precision. So here's how you do it. You start with this raw chemical, and you refine it into a super pure nanozirconia powder. But to be useful, it has to be ground down to an incredibly fine consistency. Now here's the genius part. You can't grind it with anything that might contaminate it, so you grind it with tiny little beads, also made of zirconia. You're basically polishing a diamond with diamond dust. What you're left with is a powder that's unbelievably pure, strong, and biocompatible, meaning the human body won't reject it. And that powder becomes a perfect, life-changing dental implant or artificial joint.
And this is where it gets really exciting. That exact same nanopowder technology that helps rebuild our bodies is now being adapted to help power our world in a much more sustainable way.
You know the biggest problem with our batteries? They wear out. Every single time you charge and discharge them, the internal structure starts to degrade a little. But by adding this nanozirconia powder to the battery's cathode, it acts like microscopic rebar, reinforcing the whole structure and preventing it from breaking down. And the result, as you can see here, is a huge boost in the battery's lifespan. It just lasts longer and performs better, which is a game changer for everything from our phones to electric vehicles.
So when you put it all together, from folding phones and flawless cars to cleaner steel and longer-lasting batteries and even medical implants, it's clear these aren't just small, incremental improvements. As the quote says, they are truly foundational shifts in what is even possible. And that really just leaves us with one big question to chew on. We've seen how this one family of materials has completely rewritten the rules. So what's the next great challenge? In energy, in tech, in health, that's just waiting out there for the right material to come along and solve it. Thanks for exploring this with me.